All right, so I'm sitting here with Peter, who is one of the students that joined the Faceless Launchpad program just a few months ago. You've been able to get some very good results, Peter. Super impressive. Would you just want to introduce yourself to the viewers, who you are, and maybe what you have done before in terms of work, online business, all that kind of stuff?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Peter, as Leo said it. I have joined the program, I think, in April of 2025. And my previous background is absolutely zero experience with YouTube. I had a lot of business experience. I did business consulting all around the world, worked with 200 businesses in
Nice.
management, marketing, and operations and IT and things like that. So I am not unfamiliar with businesses, but had no experience with YouTube before.
Awesome, man. And even though you've had, practically zero experience, you've been able to get some pretty crazy results. Just to kind of tease the viewers before we actually get into it, what would be the single biggest result that you've, taken home from YouTube so far? What is it now? 2 or 3 months into the journey?
Well, I think the biggest result was that we were able to get monetized by our third video. I think it was
And that's crazy.
posted, yeah, it was posted 8 days or 7 days after posting the first video. It immediately blew up, started pulling in 6,000 views an hour, got to 200,000 views, ended up getting age restricted and the whole thing flatlined, but it took us to the finish line
Yeah.
and we were able to get monetized right away. So I think it took us 3 weeks from the post of the first video to be fully monetized and accepted. Actually, no, it was 28 days after starting the program that we were able to get everything going, monetized.
All right, that is awesome. What was the first YouTube channel that you ever started with us, or did you actually try to get into YouTube yourself prior to joining the
No,
program?
it was with you guys. I went to a few coaching programs similar to yours, kind of like poked around, sort of interviewed coaches, and decided that you guys are the best fit for what I'm trying to do.
All right, and kind of what were you? I guess you were skeptical about something with all of these programs. What made you think with Faceless Launchpad, like, okay, I'm in. This is what I should go for.
Well, in all honesty, I like that how young you are and how committed you are to the program, and it was a fun experience of thinking about that. I've been doing business online for as long as you have been alive, and how successful you became with YouTube, and that was kind of impressive. I never had an ego, and I was like, too young, I'm not going to learn from him, or too old, I'm not going to learn from him. So
Yeah.
I just kind of like that, and you had good results, and you were kind of like a down to earth, simple guy. So I hate pretentious people.
Awesome. Thanks for that. And I guess, I mean, it was obviously a good decision, right? How much since joining the program? What has been your total revenue from Faceless YouTube? With we talked about prior to the interview, me and Peter, that he has actually started more channels now using these same methods. We'll get into that later on. But in total, like, what is the revenue that you've been able to take home?
I think about $16,000 since April
Oh, really?
28th when the first video was posted.
All right. All right. And if you could just roughly estimate how much, in production cost as far as videos go, you put in, how much would that be? I know it might be a hard question, but just a estimation.
Um, I would say about $7,000 in all the AI tools and VAs and video production cost and all of that. So maybe 8,000, something
All
like
right.
that.
And would that include like the videos for your new channels that you're starting as well?
Yes.
Okay. So it's kind of money that you've also put back into the business, investing in new channels, right?
Yes, I roll back everything automatically. I'm not pulling out a single dime.
All right. And with your new channels, how are they performing? You have you used kind of the same methods that we do in the Faceless Launchpad and that skill set that you've
Yes.
acquired?
Yes. So the first channel, I did everything verbatim what you guys said because I don't know anything. Why would I have my own ideas?
Yeah.
I hired a lot of people in the past, and that was maybe over 100 people, 120 people in my life. And I always told them that at the beginning, I want you to do exactly what I say. Number one, I'm your boss. Number two, I know better. Once you can do everything that I say, then after that, I'm interested in your feedback. So I had the same approach. Just because I didn't agree with something or I didn't like something that you guys said, who am I to say that it doesn't work with zero YouTube experience?
Yeah.
So that's how I did it with the first channel. And the second channel, I was improvising and thinking about it a little bit differently and like implementing what I thought, but about 80% adherence to what you guys thought.
All right. And how is that new channel performing?
We got monetized, I think, in about a month from launching, and we're gonna have. It just happened like a week or so ago.
All right.
And we're gonna clear probably over $1,000, maybe $1,500.
All right, perfect. And just to make sure that the viewers doesn't think that we don't think that we sit here and like, could you pull up the just analytics for I guess the channel that you started with us,
Sure.
so that people can actually see that this is real. You can get these kinds of results this fast if you do put in the work and effort, like Peter has done. Because a lot of people might think that we're just sitting and making up stuff.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can. So in the last 90 days, as we talked about, 3 months in approximately, you made what is it,
Actually,
$15,000?
I started.
I think you can just do
April.
lifetime, or it depends
Well,
on.
it would be too long because it was an aged account.
Oh, right, right.
So April 28th was the first video. See, this is what happened with that one video.
Yep.
I blew up.
So 1.6 million views, $15,264 in revenue seems to be a very consistent stream of revenue. Would you expect to be running this channel in months coming forward as well, or how are you kind of viewing your journey with YouTube? Is this something that you want to do for a long time going forward, or what's your plans?
Yeah, definitely. So this one is the main cash producer. As you can see, there's some revenue plummet, but it can still sustain itself. So at the beginning, it was all my investment, and now I am planning on. Not now it can sustain itself, but yes, I'm planning on doing it and extending it for as much as I can. Start generating revenue off of YouTube. This specific channel, not much can be done, but the other one, I am building a complete SaaS behind it and newsletter and everything. So that's how I see it. And then I'm launching 3 more channels this month.
You're really going all in, huh?
Yeah, why
But
not?
yeah, why not? Honestly, you've got
It's a
super good
fun game.
results. It is fun. And just for the people watching this interview that might not be too familiar with YouTube automation, kind of what you do is you're not sitting there editing all of your content yourself, right, Peter?
Heck no.
So
Yeah,
the point is to kind
I
of.
have a full-time job. I have kids. I'm a family guy. I have hobbies and interests, and there's no way that I'm going to be sitting in front of a computer with all that responsibility on my lap and start editing videos.
Definitely, that is how it works. So what do you do instead of sitting there editing everything yourself?
So I built. Thankfully, I have a business partner who helps with the day-to-day operation, but I outsource everything. So some things I do sometimes because of just kind of like for time's sake. Like if a video came in late and it has to be posted and I have a template for the thumbnail and I can quickly do it, why not do it instead of waiting another day on the thumbnail designer? But yeah, I outsourced everything. I hired people through Upwork and through online jobs.ph. And currently I have uh, 4 full-time video editors
Oh, really?
A full-time VA and my business partner doing it full-time. And then we're scaling it up. And for the three new channels, I'm building a large team of editors that can turn around an hour-long video
Very
within
fast.
24 hours.
Yeah. I guess that is why you're able to start so many channels, right? But with all of these channels that you're starting, are you using AI to help with anything like voiceovers or so?
Writing is AI, voiceover is AI. Some of the image ideation, I'm sorry, thumbnail ideation, and some of the thumbnails are AI. And then I am writing small pieces of software that help with the process in researching and evaluating either a standalone software or a lot of prompt engineering. So I would say very heavy AI usage. And I'm kind of like the conductor and orchestrator of what humans and AI agents should do.
Yeah. So you're kind of the mastermind behind the channel, so to say.
Well, you were the mastermind, and now I am just the conductor.
All right. So with these channels that you've started here, how much would you say that the coaching you received from the program has actually helped you to create what you now have?
There is no way I would be able to do this without you guys.
All right.
So, I mean, probably, well, there is if I would have time and if I would research and, but as I said, I have a full-time job. I'm in senior leadership. I have a lot of responsibilities. I'm a dad with kids. And so I, I would have quit or would have never started because I know how easy it sounds on the surface. Watching a few YouTube videos, like, oh, I
Yeah.
can do this. But if somebody who never touched the business, who never ran a business, they
Yeah,
will
there's a
just
lot that
bleed
goes
out
into
right
it.
away. Yeah.
Yeah. We can actually pull down the screen recording here. Um, um, would you say with these channels that you've started, was there any kind of challenge that you faced as a beginner where you or any roadblock where you kind of got stuck, didn't know how to proceed, anything like that?
Well, regular business logistics, they always come with challenges, hiring, firing, writing SOPs, standard operating procedures, like all of those things are that's a lot of challenge. But I love doing that, and I have done it hundreds of times. So that was not foreign. The things that were challenging are the unknown things, but that's why I appreciated being able to hit you up and chat or talk to the other coaches and get feedback from them. So that way I didn't have to research, but I asked the experts.
Yeah. Okay. And most people might feel, or I would say almost 99% of beginners struggle with niches, right? That's the most common issue on YouTube. How did you find this one niche that obviously blew up in just two videos?
I mean, just follow what's in the program. Just,
Is that is
I mean that, I mean that's it. That's what I said earlier. This is not my time or place to be creative. You guys figured out how to do it. You wrote it down. You created a video. Read it, do it, execute it, and don't overthink it. Just do it, and that's it. I mean,
okay?
it doesn't take a genius. It just follow the instructions.
Yeah. So with the program itself, was there anything that kind of always sounds like hype from the outside, but that actually you could, or from the outside it sounds like hype, right? But it actually, when you joined the program, turned out to be real. Was there anything you kind of doubted when joining, but actually we kind of, I guess, met those doubts and cleared those out?
Um, I mean, because this is a significant financial investment, you always will have doubts until you see the results.
Yeah.
So that's going to be same thing with anything. If I don't know, if I really want to buy the latest BMW 7 Series because I really love it and I heard all the
Yeah.
hype about it, when I pay $120,000 for the car, I'm going to be kind of nervous, you know.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. I'm not saying your program is $120,000, but any kind of investment, you're going to have a little bit of a doubt. And
Yeah.
then, if you're worry, then it's going to be nerve wracking. But if you're just like, well, make the decision, commit to it, and then follow the program,
Yeah.
and then it will work.
Yeah. And you mentioned the program, came at a significant cost. How fast did the actual program, pay for itself?
Well, I was very aggressive on spending and hiring and firing and and um not well, just the program, if we don't count anything else, about within 2 months from
From
the
joining.
onboarding call. Yeah.
Right? And
Well,
the skill that you've kind of learned throughout the program, would you say that 2 months, like 2 months of essentially, I guess if you think about it that way, you don't earn any money within these 2 months. But would you say that these 2 months of work are worth it, considering what you've actually acquired in the program and what you've learned to do?
yes, definitely. As I said, I would not have this business if it wasn't for you guys. So that's definitely worth it. It's not easy. It's going to be a lot of hard work and frustrations and headaches and so on and so forth. But I love solving problems, so that's just part of running a business.
Cool. And for someone that is kind of on the verge, joining these coaching programs, I've been in the same situation myself before I even got into some kind of coaching program. Like, you are naturally very doubtful, right? You don't know if you can trust anyone online. Someone who is on the verge of starting the YouTube journey, what would you tell them?
Um, well, I'm going to speak like a business coach because I did that for 16
That's what
years.
you are. Yeah.
So I would say, if you're really worried and these are your last pennies and it would be too nerve wracking, then don't do it. If that's your personality, to be nervous and anxious, and it's it's going to cost not just money, it's going to cost your health and everything, and the disappointment and all of that, because you're going to self sabotage. But if you can afford it, um, and you're not taking food away from your children by investing into the coaching program,
Of course.
then definitely do it. Because if you can work hard, if you are not smart ass and you're not trying to reinvent the wheel and you can follow instructions, then this will work. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging, and it's not, you're going to push a few buttons and magically money will start pouring in. This is a business, and you have to treat it like a business. And if you can't, then you might either fail or you will end up creating yourself a job, and you don't want a job, you want a business.
Yeah. Definitely, it takes a lot of time. I'm not trying to say anything else for the people watching here. Like, this is something that you need to either go all in for or not do at all. Like, it won't benefit anyone, even the people running the program, if you just join and do not put in the work, right? Because our biggest interest is getting you results, and that is what we want to see. It doesn't help us or yourself if you just join to kind of half-ass it. So I definitely agree with what Peter is saying. Um, um, so I know that you've done a lot of business before, but has anything outside of YouTube changed since you got these channels up and running? In your personal life or so.
Oh, I sleep less.
All right. Anything
Yeah.
positive?
um, yeah, I really really enjoy creating businesses. So I have done it for myself and I have done it for others. And the fact that you can look at each channel as a separate business, it's kind of like emotionally and mentally, intellectually super stimulating for me. So I feel like I'm stoked, and for my day job, I'm at a very decent sized company in senior leadership, and I have a lot of responsibilities. But that's a paycheck. But
Yeah.
but this one is super exciting. So I found the excitement that I haven't had for many years because I decided to join the corporate world after running several businesses and consulting gigs and stuff like that. So this is this is doing good to me.
Definitely. And like your what you at least could, you know, your vision for YouTube. I know that I could sit here and say that YouTube isn't going to go anywhere, but what do you genuinely think about like the creator economy, creating this faceless YouTube channel, so to say? Would you say that that has potential for years going forward, or is this something, that you can do for a very long time, or is this just something, a quick cash grab?
So I have been part of discussions about AI for 21 years. So back in academia, I had worked closely with it and never expected this rate of change. So it's very, very hard to predict how the world will change, but because of the advancements in AI and because of the role Google plays, I really cannot tell you what's going to happen. But I can tell that with 100% confidence that I can scale this into multiple six figures per month within the next 12 to 18 months. And and I can use that money and my skills to do something in supplement to YouTube or off of YouTube that have a better chance of not going anywhere. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. So I see that this with the right system, with the right team, the right attitude, this can produce stupid amount of cash flow. And the question is, what do you do with that cash flow? You can just
Yeah, of
stuff
course.
it in Bitcoin and sit back, or whatever you want to do. I mean, you can buy a
Yeah, that's
house,
right.
or so it I think for a while this is going to stay and it's not going anywhere. Um, and how the day-to-day YouTube life will change and what Google will
Definitely.
do, that we have no idea.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, and we're like doing this interview after YouTube released the new AI policies that everyone is completely freaking out about. Like all of these people on social media like to just sit and assume things and say that AI content is not monetizable anymore. Is that something that you have experienced with your channels, that it's not monetizable, or you're meeting any roadblocks in terms of the policies and stuff?
No, I don't have that experience. Nothing really changed. If anything, maybe after the announcement, the income even increased.
Less competition.
So yeah, so and yeah, and I started to network with other YouTube creators, and some of them said that they have purely AI created, AI driven, zero human interaction channels, and they're booming even after the announcement. So
Yeah.
that's that.
Awesome. Yeah, I believe the same. I just wanted to ask for your confirmation, since there's a lot of people who are like really getting into YouTube. Some gurus, if you will, they kind of milk the topic because it's trending, right? And they push these wrong assumptions into everyone. So I think it's good for the people watching it to hear it from someone else than someone who's actually a profile themselves on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Um, um, but yeah, just to keep it real for everyone at the same time, what would be one thing that is super the best thing with the program itself, and what is one thing that we could improve upon, in your opinion, since you're a business coach as well? You can start with the feedback, if that's easier.
I think the best thing, and it's going to sound stupid, but the best thing that it actually works. So if and I think this is going to be the third time I'm saying this during the last 30 minutes, don't try to reinvent the wheel, follow the program, and the results will come. I really enjoyed that I get to ask questions from you and Nev, and that saved a lot of time uh, wasted. Like I could have tried out multiple different niches. Actually, even at the beginning, the niche selection Nev's involvement on that and tell me why something would not work, I think that that alone is worth the investment for the entire coaching program. Because I had channels that I really really loved, and then Nev said like, nope, that's just not gonna work. I'm like, oh, okay, and then move on.
Yeah.
So that's that improvement. I felt like the community is a lot of noobs like me, so it was the only pros are you and Nev, and then a bunch of us noobs. So either the pros were quiet, um, and they were just quietly not saying anything, or it was just a bunch of noobs. So the community aspect was like blind leading the blind.
Yeah, I get what you mean, and since the community aspect of the whole thing is quite new, we're still raising all of these pros, right? You're going to become one of the pros.
Yeah,
So with
nice.
time, and I don't know how long in the future someone might be watching this interview, but I can assure you that that we are filling up the community with pros, if that is a word
Yeah.
to use. Um,
And then you guys added one more coach as I was finishing up the program, so that helped a lot too.
yeah, definitely. But Peter, thank you so much for your perspective on everything. Your journey has been very, very, very inspiring. Hitting what was it, like $15,000 in 90 days with your channel now.
Something like that. The main
Uh,
channel, and then the other one, another maybe 1,500.
yeah, and just the fact that you've been able to re-implement what you've learned, and even include some of your own strategies, and that obviously works really, really well. It's awesome to see. I'm sure you're going to get some very cool results in the future. Um, and yeah, thanks for joining in.
Thank you for everything, Leo.
Bye bye.